Okay, hello again, everyone. This is Gilmer, and this is episode 4 of my Let's Play. Let's play Kingdom Come Deliverance. And I actually had to restart the game because, and you're gonna laugh about this. I unplugged my microphone, and so it was not recording my speech or any of my narrative, and I didn't realize it because I had recorded 3 episodes but had not uploaded any of them or actually even edited any of them to make the audio from my microphone a little louder. So I'm redoing this, and I had a choice of watching the videos and narrating them or just playing the game again and narrating, and I decided I would play again because it's more fun to play than to just watch. So let's go to the kitchen. They told us to go to the kitchen and get some food.
Milady. You are fortunate our good lady Stephanie of Talmberg has graced us with her presence.
My lady, I'm honoured.
So this is our brave young man. Welcome, lad. Bojana here will take care of you. No doubt you're tired and hungry.
Indeed. How could he not be, poor soul? After everything he's been through, he must be as hungry as a bear. Aren't you, young master?
Indeed.
Here you are, then. Eat your fill.
And a little wine to wash it down.
Thank you, my lady.
When you're done, you can go and rest with the grooms in the Outer Bailey.
No, that won't do, Sir Robard. After all he's been through, he deserves a proper bed. Let him sleep in a lodge in the courtyard.
Certainly, milady. Young Henry here is overwhelmed by your generosity.
Yes, thank you, my lady. May God reward you for your kindness.
Eat up now. You're in capable hands, so I'll leave you to it. Good night.
Good night.
That's
Good night,
Lord,
man.
that's Lord Divish's wife. Of course, we'll find that out a little later.
When you've done, you can sleep in the bedchamber of the courtyard lodge. And don't forget to take off those filthy boots before getting into bed.
Yes, sir. That's the first thing I'll forget to do. Alright. So let's get some food. So everything on this table is fair game. Go get me some bread. Oh. Maybe somebody else will come and ask me about what happened at Skalitz. And I'll tell them the exact same story I told everybody else. Oh, I need to eat. I need to eat some of this. Let me eat some before I get to... My nourishment was 0. Wow. So let's eat everything that is of lesser quality or lesser condition. So I guess I'm going to eat a lot of apples. If I ate that many apples, I'd explode. Bread roll. Okay, so that's good enough to get me. Let's eat from this pot. It'll at least give us some nourishment. And the apples. Some more apples. I've eaten so many apples, I'm sick of them. Oh, what happened to the wine? Did I already take it? I probably did. Now, see, if you try to pick anything up from the counter or from the shelves, it says steal in the bottom right. So you don't want to steal anything. You really don't want to get on the bad side of these people. I've never done it, but I'm sure something bad would happen. So let's see if these people will say anything to me or ask me. I guess not. Let's wash up. Let's eat some more because we're only at nourishment 61. Ooh. See how I'm at nourishment 113? That means I've overeaten. And as you can see, I've got a little icon of a pig's head or a hog's head. It was awful. Sigismund came with his army.
It was a fine sunny day until Sigismund came with his army. I saw him sitting there with his red beard and proud posture as he gave the signal to attack.
Oh no!
Oh yes. I didn't.
I ran to the castle for shelter with the others. Behind me I could hear the shouts of the attackers and the screams of the wounded. Then I turned and saw father trying to save mother. They were both killed. The gate was closed by then. The men on the battlements were calling to me to run and warn you here. And with God's help I made it.
That's horrible. You were very fortunate to survive. And God bless you for warning us. I'll pray for you, lad.
Thank you. You're very nice. So as I was saying, you can see an icon of a bed that's almost filled up with yellow, which means you're very tired. And then you also have a icon of a hog's head or a pig's head, and it's pretty full of yellow as well. And that's because your nourishment, you're 12 over full, so you're really full. Excuse me. But that's okay because you can sleep it off, which is what I will do. Alright, let's sleep. Let's sleep for 12 hours. Because we still won't be 100% on energy, but why not? As you can see, our nourishment is going down.
Today the patrols will be doubled. Keep your eyes peeled. If you see anything out of the ordinary, report it immediately. Understood? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. See how I left my dirty boots on? Uh-oh.
Yes?
A knock.
It is I, Henry.
Look who that is.
Forgive the intrusion. I didn't wake you, boy, did I?
My lady, no, not at all. But what brings you here at this hour?
I thought you could do with a little wine.
And company.
It's just what you need to help you sleep.
My lady, thank you. You really shouldn't. You could have sent a sermon.
I was going to. But to tell you the truth, I couldn't sleep either. I thought of you while saying my prayers. How awful it must have been for you. I came to offer you solace, to let you know you're not alone.
Thank you. Thank you kindly.
You're
Thank you, Mum.
welcome. Now, Henry, I know this is all very new and strange for you. But I want you to feel at home here. You're not to worry about anything except getting better. God knows you've been through a terrible ordeal. I know what it is to be left alone in the world, although your loss is much greater. But with God's help, the pain will ease in time. And it can help to talk about it, if you feel like it.
Seems like the animation is slightly off from the speech. It's something I was just noticing. Yes, tell the story of the raid. I don't want to... if I say I just can't talk about it, I think she'll walk out. But I don't know that for sure. I've always said tell the story of the raid, so...
You might be right, my lady. I'll tell you what happened. It was terrible and unexpected. The day started just like any other. Father sent me into town on some errands.
I had to punch Kunish with some friends.
A fellow by the name of Kunish owed money to Father, who sent me to collect it from him. Only Kunish had no intention of paying. It got a bit heated, as often happens when there's money involved, but Kunish still wouldn't cough up the coin. Father was too generous for his own good, letting even a scoundrel like that buy on credit.
Oh,
Oh, indeed.
When I'd done all the errands, I headed back home. I promised Father I'd help him with his work, and I was looking forward to it. He was forging a sword for Sir Radzig.
Sir Radzig came to look at the sword. As you can see now, well, let's...
The sword was taking shape when Sir Radzig himself came to have a look at it. He praised Father's work and said that with his smithing skills, he could easily make a living in Prague or Vienna.
You don't say.
I do say. And I
But
did.
Sigismund's horde was already on the horizon, ready to attack the town.
See how her presentation, or the middle, this one is mine 7 to her 5.
A horde of soldiers was amassed. Pennants flapped in the wind, the armour glinted in the sunlight, and the horses whinnied impatiently. They were waiting for Sigismund to give the command to attack.
How awful.
Yes.
And then death descended on Skalitz.
They killed my mother and father.
Father told me to take shelter in the castle while he went to get Mother. She was stranded in the town, surrounded by Sigismund's butchers. And then I saw him knocking down one Cuman after another. I never saw him fight like that. But then the leader of Sigismund's raiding party, a knight in full armour, saw Father and charged at him. He cut down my father without a thought. And then he turned on my mother. And he murdered her in cold blood.
You poor boy. May the Lord have mercy on their souls.
I ran to the castle like our neighbours to take cover, but I didn't make it. I had to find another way to save myself. The men on the battlements called down to me to flee to Talmberg and warn you. I was lucky I knew a concealed path around the castle.
Okay, and I needed a horse.
I needed a horse to get to the safety of Talmberg and to warn you all.
And with all that was happening, you thought of others like a good Christian.
Then I heard a scream. It was Teresa, the mill wench. She'd been caught by a gang of Cuman savages who planned to violate her. I had Sir Radzig's sword, and even though there were several of them and they were better armed, I had to try and save her. I wanted there to be at least one person I'd helped. And I succeeded, even though it almost cost me my life. After that, I stole a horse from them and rode off.
Like a valiant knight.
I'll never forget the horror. It will haunt me for the rest of my life.
She seems to think this is a movie.
That's
Like
terrible.
a valiant knight.
How could something like that happen?
God alone knows why he lets such things happen.
You poor boy. I understand your grief, but God is not to blame for the ills of this world. That is the work of Satan and those who do his bidding. Those who are corrupted by greed, envy, and pride. You must not lose faith, whatever life brings. Fate has not been merciful to me, and my husband either. Although in comparison to the horrors you went through. I was young when I married my husband. It was my father's wish. Divish was a lot older than I, but a woman must bear her lot. Shortly after our marriage, before I even got a look at Talmberg, the castle was stormed and my husband was imprisoned.
Really?
My husband had some quarrel with Sir Havel Medek of Valdek, who decided to resolve it by force. He stormed the castle, burned down the village of Pribyslavitz, and killed many of our men, even the old chamberlain. He imprisoned my husband in the castle and put his own garrison there.
That's awful.
I was barely 18 years old, and all of a sudden, I was left alone with Sir Robert. We didn't know what to do. We went to Prague to appeal to the king, and sought help from Divish's friends, but all to no avail. We tried for years, but it seemed I was destined to be left alone, and my husband to rot in jail in his own castle.
Years, you say?
7 years. That's how long it took before Havel was condemned as an enemy of the crown. And even then he refused to surrender the castle and release my husband. In the end, I raised the money to pay a ransom, and only then, by the grace of Lord Jesus, did I finally lay eyes on my husband once more.
You don't
7
say.
years. And was Harville punished for it?
Never. And after 7 years, my husband returned to me an infirm old man.
You shouldn't talk
Sir
about it
Divish
like that.
seems like a good, strong man.
Certainly, only he has many concerns. He had to rebuild Talmberg. After he was released, the king appointed him Burgrave of Prague Castle, and he was very busy. He had no time for me at all. But at least we were in the city, and there was something going on. And now, we're here.
My lady, you're still young and beautiful. Your best years are still ahead of you.
Would that that were true, lad. Would it were true. But what am I doing bothering you with this? You have troubles enough of your own.
Yes,
I'll go and let you sleep.
thank you.
I enjoyed our little talk, Henry. Good night, and God bless.
Good night, my lady.
She could talk the balls off a brass bull.
Help us, son. Don't be coward.
Henry, wake up.
What? What?
You don't want to miss this.
What is it? What's happening?
Come to the battlements. One of our patrols reported a company heading here from Skalitz.
I was in the middle of a nightmare, and you woke me. Okay, in the middle, or at the bottom of the middle, you see I'm still a little overfed, and then you also have the nightmare tremor thing that, if we look at buffs, we'll see that, actually. So click player, buffs, nightmares. And if I do this and I press Q, your sleep was troubled by nightmares. You're shaken and your stats are temporarily reduced by 2. Yes, I had a nightmare. Oh, it told me to pick up the torch. So to equip a torch, you just double click it, and now he's carrying a torch. He said, go to the battlements. I can't go out that way because the gate's closed, so I will go up these stairs. And these are the battlements.
Maybe. Only all they have to do is lean on some Skalitz surf and they'll happily become a
Just idle gossip. They don't know what they're talking about.
Listen up. If it's Sigismund and his army, prepare for the worst. But don't be daunted by their numbers. Heed my commands, and all will end well.
Alright. Let's talk to somebody.
Good day to you.
Good
Hey,
day to
you
you.
men down there.
What's
Tell the
happening?
people outside the walls
Have you
to
heard
prepare
anything?
for attack. Quickly,
No.
you understand?
Could be Sigismund's army or his scouts. Or maybe Skalitz folk who survived the pillaging. I wouldn't expect nothing good.
Okay.
Good luck to you.
To you too, sir. Let's ask Sir Robard. What's going on?
What's going on?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Why would Sigismund advance on Talmberg in the night? Especially since he's lost the element of surprise after the raid on Skalitz.
Maybe it's not him.
Then who is it? The scouts Jivish sent to Skalitz to spy on Sigismund said he'd set up camp and was getting ready to storm the castle. And Sir Radzig is an experienced soldier. He'd surely hold the castle for quite some time. It doesn't make sense.
What else did the spies see?
Not much of anything. Before they could get close enough, this huge storm started. And you were right. Sigismund has a hell of a lot of soldiers, including all manner of mercenaries. An army like that costs a fortune. Well, anyway, we'll find out when they get here, won't we?
Aye, we will.
God be with you.
And with you. They don't seem violent.
Halt! Who goes there?
Lucifer and all his minions! Who else, Robert?
Sir Radzig! What a relief.
Is his lordship there with you?
Yes, sir, he is right here.
What are you doing up so late, Divish? At your age, you need a good night's sleep.
Well, Radzig, you didn't exactly pick the best time for an outing either. In a big hurry?
It was a bit of a scramble, all right. Believe it or not, this tempest is a godsend for me and my men. As my old granddad used to say, better a sore throat than a slit throat.
I'd say your grandfather was a wise man. Your messenger told us what happened.
Messenger?
The lad you sent to warn us.
He's alive? He made it to you?
He's here with me. He only got away by the skin of his teeth, though.
Thank God.
A brave young man. But tell me, friend, how on earth did you manage to get away?
Thank God for this tempest. When it began, Sigismund's Tatars crawled into their holes and left us storming the castle for more clement weather. We were able to sneak out right under their noses. The Lord be praised. We wouldn't have stood a chance against them.
Would you like to spend the night in Talmberg?
No, no. When Sigismund finds the castle empty tomorrow, he might come looking for us. We'd only be exposing you to danger. Without me and my men, he has no call to attack you.
What will you do then?
We'll march to Ratai. It's only a short way, and there we'll have a better chance of defense, and enough room for all of these people. If Sigismund should come, better bend your knee, Divish. There's no point dying in a battle that's futile.
You're right there.
Is that boy still with you?
I'm here, sir.
You have courage, lad. That I can't deny. I am sorry about what happened. Would you care to join us?
I'd like to, sir, but first I have to return to Skalitz.
Are you mad? What do you want there?
I can't leave my mother and father. I won't leave their corpses rotting in the street. I'll join you once I've taken care of them.
Don't even think of going back there, you donkey. Are you tired of living?
But sir!
Quiet! I'm sorry about your father, but getting killed as well won't help him. Divish, make sure that lad doesn't budge from Talmberg until things quieten down.
Not to worry, friend. Anyway, he's injured and needs to recover. I'll lock him up here as if he were Hovel of Baldic.
I've seen you've grown a thick skin since your tribulation, sir. But thank you. We'll meet again when circumstances are more favorable. Farewell.
Farewell, friend, and good fortune. Give my regards to Sir Hanush.
I will. And good luck to you and your people too. These are dark times. Move out!
Anywhere, people! Move out!
So his grandfather said better a sore throat than a slit throat. Who the hell was he hanging out with?
Men, tonight we'll have triple patrols. Sort out the watches between you as always. And if I catch anyone boozing, playing dice, or slacking off, I'll personally break every bone in his body. I want you to keep a close eye on everything nearby. Sigismund will surely have sent spies, and likely men as well, to follow the Skalitz people now he knows they've fled. Keep your eyes peeled, and report everything to me at once. Understood?
Yes, sir. No one said yes, sir. Alright, let's take a look at this. Characters. Radzik Kobala of Dvoritz. So that kind of even looks like him, but I don't think that's how he really looked. I think they don't have any clue how he really looked. He was killed in 1416 in a tavern in Kutna Hora by a mob of miners, incited by preachers a year after the burning of Jan Hus. So that's 13 years from now. The Lords of Talmberg. I don't see Divish's name in here. Let's see. Anybody else? The Cumans. The Cumans first arrived in Czech lands in 1260 under the leadership of the Hungarian Crown Prince Stephen. They fought against Bishop Bruno and the army of the Austrian lords, which they thoroughly vanquished. The Cumans appeared for the second time in the 1270s when they defeated the army of King Przemysl Ottokar and went on to pillage Moravia. They last invaded the Czech lands under Sigismund of Luxembourg, who could afford no better mercenaries than the Cumans. Estimates speak of several thousand fighters. One of the places that succumbed to their ravages was Silver Skalitz, the birthplace of our game's hero. So all these things are actually historical. I mean, Henry himself, I don't know if he's historical. Maybe. I think he's kind of the fictional. It's kind of like historical fiction. The main character is made up, but all the events in the background that are going on are actual historical events. And I don't think the Cumans are actually Tartars. I think they actually were fleeing from the Tartars, but I think back in those days they didn't really draw too much of a distinction between Cumans and Tartars. Alright, let's talk to Robar.
Henry! I need help.
Yes, I'm right here. You don't have to yell. Can I be of help?
What is it you need?
I could use an extra pair of eyes, and yours are keen. Will you keep watch at the battlements with my men?
Is that a request or an order?
I'd rather it was a request you answered yes to.
Of course I'll help. I'll have to pay you back somehow after all you've done for me.
Splendid! And don't worry, I'll tell the men to relieve you later. Good luck to you.
You don't have to yell. I'm right here. I know you like to project your voice, but you don't need to do it when somebody's right in your face. Let's talk to this guy.
God be with you.
And with you, sir. What do you think about the Skalitz folk fleeing?
What do you think about how the Skalitz folk managed to flee the siege?
Thank the Lord. I thought it was Sigismund descending on us.
It seems everyone thought that.
Except me.
Well, we were all expecting the worst. And the truth is, I'm still worried what will happen when Sigismund comes here. And come he will, of that I'm sure. I just hope we'll be as fortunate when we're face to face with that fucker.
Bleep. Oh.
By the way, Henry, my
to bleep it.
condolences.
Thank you.
Before he got that word out.
Wandering around like a stray sheep. Must be your first watch, eh? I don't think anything much will be happening today. You can just lean against the wall and wait till morning. I'll show you what's what.
I will. Thank you.
Farewell.
Show me what's right. I know he said that. I'll give you a piece of my mind. So at this time, you could probably just sit here and watch for a couple hours, or you can press T. I'm going to accelerate the time 3 hours. show you what's what. Uh-oh. I hear
Everyone
horns.
to the Bailey Battlement. Quickly, we have visitors.
Let's go! Let's go! Move it! Quick! Go! Go!
The rain has gone away.
Skalitz.
Pray for us sinners.
See how the self-appointed king wins the love and respect of his loyal subjects.
Indeed, Robard. Sigismund of Luxembourg has a rare talent for winning people over to his cause.
They're sending
You
us
may be in for a surprise, though. I don't think he will set his heathen dogs on us today.
Greetings, Lord of Talmberg.
Shit. That's the bastard who led the attack at Skalitz and killed my parents.
Don't be an idiot. Do you want to end up like them?
I am Sir Markwart von Aulitz. I come in the name of Sigismund of Luxembourg, King of Hungary and Croatia, who has resolved to strike against those who disrupt concord in the land and to restore order in the name of his brother, King Wenceslaus IV.
Restore order by burning and pillaging the king's estates.
Greetings, Sir Markwart. The efforts of the king's brother to bring order to this chaotic land are undoubtedly noble. It seems to me, though, that he and his army have somewhat strayed. As Burgrave of Prague Castle, I am entirely beholden to the king, and here in Talmberg divine peace reigned until your arrival. To what then do we owe the honor of your visit?
Yesterday, His Majesty took action against the enemy of the kingdom, the Ratsik Kobila, who has been using the silver from the Skalitz mine to fund insurrection against the crown. Unfortunately, the insurgent escaped. Would you happen to know, noble sir, where he might be at this time?
As far as I know, the Sir Radzik of which you speak is the king's hetman at Skalitz. I find it hard to imagine that he would rebel against our king. Nevertheless, I can assure you that Sir Radzik is not at Talmberg. He would be a fool indeed to flee from one castle, where he has little chance of defense, to another, where he has even less. Or do you take the view that my humble manner is any obstacle to your army?
Am I to inform the king then that the Ratsik Kobila is not at Talmberg and that he has your loyalty?
Sir Radzik Kobila is not here, and I have no intentions of getting embroiled in affairs from which I have nothing to gain.
Very well, sir. As you wish. I will relay your words to the king in the hope he will be as well disposed as you seem to be.
Those who have clean consciences and goodwill may find themselves well disposed even at moments like this, when there is little cause for joy. Farewell, sir.
Auf Wiedersehen.
That was a master course in BS. Good on you, Divish. He told them off without them even knowing they were told off. And then they left.
My lord, you have my utmost admiration.
get on with you, Robart.
Two old war horses. Oh yeah, I'll be seeing you again, sir. Markwart von Ollitz. I'm interested on him. Let's see. Markwart von Ollitz. He was the hetman or governor of Prague who, much like those members of the nobility disgruntled with the reign of Wenceslaus IV, saw in Sigismund of Luxembourg a better potential king. Their motivation had more to do with money and power. Wenceslaus offered them no prospects, while supporting Sigismund promised him a better future position in society. Doesn't say too much else about him, though. Wait a minute. When did it say he died? It said he died in 1402. December 27th, 1402. Or I wonder if that was the end of his rule. But, it's 1403. He's already lived longer than in real life.
That business with Sigismund turned out well in the end, didn't it?
Aye, that was a good start. Next we need to drive him and his war whores out of Bohemia for good.
Is there someone here who trades in goods?
Hungry, are you? You should go and see the cook. She's good-hearted, especially if you come with some coin. For anything else, you should see a fellow called Votava. Folk aren't too fond of him, because he's as surly as a wet cat. But he can get you just about anything. I saw him by the granary. You'll recognize him easy. He looks like he's never had a decent meal in his life.
Wonder if he can get me what's what.
Farewell.
That's the guy that said, I'll show you what's what.
Hey!
Why did you say hey to me?
What do you think about the flight of the Skalitz folk?
I'd say Sir Rodzik is a fine lord. He made the most of the situation and saved his subjects. You don't see that very often.
He was lucky that big storm came.
But that's just it. Something happens by chance and you turn it to your advantage. There's not many capable of thinking so fast.
Is there a trader here somewhere?
Is there someone here who trades in goods?
I don't know. All the Talmbergers fled from the village, so it won't be easy to find anyone. When I want something, I go to the local pond keeper. He can usually get you anything you care to think of. He's over by the granary. But if it's food you want, you're better off going to the cook. She's more pleasant to deal with.
Bojena. I've dealt with her already.
May the Lord watch over you.
Let's talk to this guy.
God be with you.
And with you, sir. About Sigismund's army.
Sir Divish certainly put Sigismund in his place.
You're right there. That's Sir Divish for you. May God grant him long life.
Oh, you're real happy, aren't you?
What do you think about that surprise during the night?
I was surprised, all right. I'm glad them people was saved, though. And just as glad it weren't Sigismund. For sure, he'll come here in the end, too. But now, at least we got time to get ready for him.
Maybe he'll leave Talmberg be.
Maybe. Maybe not. Could be he was only out to get Sir Radzig, because he's Wenceslas's hetman. And Skalitz is a rich town, so there was plenty of loot for the taking. 2 birds with 1 stone, so he might be satisfied and leave us alone.
Reckon we'll see soon enough, one way or the other.
By the way, Henry, it is Henry, ain't it? I was sorry to hear about your parents. They've gone on to better things.
So that was really some dialogue that should have been said before Sigismund came and left, but I'm not gonna get too upset over something like that. Is there a trader
Can you tell me where I can buy or sell something?
Someone to do business with. Well, Votava often gets things the merchants don't have. The last time I saw him, he was by the granary. Try him. He thinks about trade day and night.
End dialogue.
Good luck to you.
All right. I really don't have much time. Actually, that should really be right at the end of my video. I am going to... We discovered a combat arena, but nobody's in there combating. So next we're going to talk to Sir Robert, but that's going to be the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time. Oh, and I wanted to talk about it before I started the video, or right as I started the video. It's taken a very long time for my videos to be processed into high definition and ultra high definition. So I'm debating on whether I should upload them and then publish them after they're all completely uploaded. But if you see it in 1080 and you want to wait, I'd wait. But it takes forever for it to do. It took like a day and a half for it to get high def and ultra high def uploaded and processed. So that's the YouTube thing, because the video uploads and then it processes for however long it needs it. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time.